More regulators looking at Binance coming up now. And welcome back to the RugDoc YouTube channel for another news update. As it's being reported by BSC News, Binance is back in the crosshairs of another regulator. The Netherlands bank released a statement accusing Binance of operating without proper legal registration with DNB. Quote, the Netherlands bank announces that Binance is providing crypto services in the Netherlands without the required legal registration with DNB. This means Binance is not in compliance with the Anti-Money Laundering and Anti-Terrorist Financing Act and is illegally offering services for the exchange between virtual and fiduciary currencies, and it is illegally offering custodian wallets. In response to DNB's statement, a Binance spokesperson told The Block Crypto in an August 18 blog post, quote, we're aware of a notice by DNB about Binance in the Netherlands. As part of our commitment to redoubling our efforts in compliance, Binance is in the process of submitting an application for the required registration. We will be working constructively with DNB and hope to give a positive update in the near future. Binance takes compliance very seriously, and although we're not formally registered with DNB yet, we have a robust compliance program that incorporates tools and procedures to combat money laundering and terrorist financing, the spokesperson said. As of recent, Binance has come under fire from regulators in the US, Canada, Japan, across the European Union, pretty much everywhere. As Binance attempts to satisfy the guardians of the global economy, they continue to service their customers, though some have resorted to sidestepping local regulations by utilizing VPNs. And I know that's the case now from some of the reporting that's been coming back on the U.S. users of cryptocurrency, that they've been using VPNs to access the crypto exchanges due to the regulated nature here in the United States. But real quick, I wanted to, while we're going through this part with everything that's unfolding in Afghanistan, it made me also want to bring up another story, one about Roya Mahboob, and she's back in the news with everything that's happening in Afghanistan. So I'm just going to pop in here real quick. All right, so I'm going to talk to you briefly about Roya Mahboob, and this is an important story. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the circumstances. If you're not familiar with this lady, she's a female tech CEO, serial entrepreneur, and Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in 2013. She's dedicated a major part of her life to this digital literacy and teaching young women about technology and how these things work in the 21st century, cryptocurrency included. Now, she has a business and she conducts that, but she also helps other women of Afghanistan start their own businesses and launch their own startups. And, there's something to be said of that kind of a leader. And it's interesting when we see in the news with what's happening with Binance, and we see what's going on in the country of Afghanistan and with the Taliban taking control of Kabul and with it the rest of the country. It's funny because it just seems that they find a way where there's a need. Now, before the Taliban retook control of Afghanistan, Roya Mahboob was employing young women of Afghanistan and showing them, teaching them how to do tech jobs and work on IT and all of these things. She did an interview. She did several interviews, but there was one that I watched, and she goes on about the trouble, the everyday struggles of being a female, being in that part of the world, and being a CEO of a company, and how money interacts with that fiat currency, doing regular dollars, and then she gets into the part where cryptocurrency becomes a normal part of business, and they're conducting transactions over crypto, and it's really an inspiring story to folks that are not really sure what to make of blockchain technology. One story that she was telling was about a young lady who would go home after work, and then, she would take her fiat currency or money with her, and her husband would lay hands on her and would take the money from her. And when they went to cryptocurrency, this young lady was able to keep that money safe, and he was no longer able to take it from her like he was the regular money. He could just go through and find that, but he had no idea what cryptocurrency was. It's not just him that doesn't understand cryptocurrency. I find that to be a common problem. But what she did was actually pretty brave and just incredible. She saved this money. The cryptocurrency was able to be hidden in her digital wallet, so nobody was the wiser. And she just squirreled enough away and kept saving and saving until she could afford a lawyer. And saving her money, hiring a lawyer, she got herself a divorce from her abusive husband. In a part of the world where that stuff's not always as easy as you might think, or how easy it might be for you or I. Getting out of an abusive relationship, or even getting help when needed, like just getting people to respond when you pick up the phone and ask for help, right? Be it 911 or emergency services or, anything. And I just thought that was such an incredible story. And with what's going on in Afghanistan and that part of the world, and women and the struggles that are unique to them in that part of the world, I have no way of relating to that. And I understand that. And most people do when you look at me. I'm, this guy with a bald head, right? But in Afghanistan, that takes some bravery. And at least they had the options. And not the Afghan government, not her husband, not the Taliban, and certainly not regulators on Capitol Hill here in the United States can stop that young lady from doing what she wants to do with her money. And that's super empowering. And as we look at all the regulations and all the talk of, the next steps of crypto and not giving the financial system over to super sneaky hackers or whatever the U.S. Senator from Massachusetts called it. That aside, this is the real use case for this stuff. And it's important that we don't lose sight of that. This is the real reason. So people can have some independence and take control of their lives. That's going to do it for us. But I appreciate you being with us. At RugDoc, we're committed to making DeFi safer. This is our awesome, amazing website, rugdoc.io. Make sure you check that out. Follow us on Twitter, rugdoc.io. Obviously, you found us here on YouTube, so please subscribe and hit the bell notifications icon so you're notified whenever we're doing hot stuff or going live. We do live stream on occasion, so make sure you hit that notifications icon. And if you don't mind and you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up for the algorithm. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you hanging out with us. Thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.